remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create dirty rice, a Cajun type meal. And I'm going to go through the ingredients as I cook, but first I wanted to introduce you with some must-have. These are very important ingredients that you must have. It's known as the Trinity in the Cajun world. Bell, green pepper, celery, onion. You might not need the whole thing, just maybe a little bit, one quarter, one half. Certainly not a lot of onion, but you're going to need those three ingredients known as the Trinity. You're also going to need some ground meat. I have here about maybe half a pound, a little bit more than that. Some people like to cook this with chicken liver. Some people cannot stand chicken liver, so I'm going to give you an alternative. I have some salted ham here. So I'm going to cook this, replacing the chopped liver with some salted ham. Okay? Just with some salted ham. Let me get the darker side a little bit. Just chop it. Make sure that in very small sizes, okay? Just some salt, to taste. Just some salt to taste. Make sure it's thin, fine salt, like fine grain. This being dirty rice, clearly you're going to need rice. I have a cup here. And I have a cup and 1/4 of beef stock. You can use broth or you can go with water, okay? You do have to prepare some rice. So I put the stock here in a pot. Now we're going to add the rice. Make sure that things are distributed correctly. I got this at high heat first. And I want to show you something. Touch the top of the rice. And you're going to notice I have this much water. Maybe 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. So that's the amount of water you need. If it's not that amount, just add a little bit more, or But I would say if I was put about 1/4 of a cup more per the amount of rice. If it's 1 cup of rice, I add a cup and 1/4 of water, of the liquid. When it starts simmering, and you can add a little bit of oil, just a couple drops. You don't have to go crazy. Some people add a lot of oil. I just add about 3 drops. And what you're going to do, when it starts simmering, like it's doing now, you're going to cover and you're going to lower the heat to about medium, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I have a cast iron. You can use anything. Pan, oil. Make sure that if you use a pan, it's a little bit deep. Not super deep, just, a little bit, because you're going to start mixing everything here. But let me start first with the ground meat. Let's start with the ground meat, okay? Medium high, the heat. And I'm going to cook this by breaking it down. And I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to grab garlic tooth. I'm going to mince it on top of this meat too. Yeah, that garlic flavor. Flavor to the ground meat. Ooh, smells good. Also, it's going to add a little bit of kick. And what you're going to do, you're going to cook this baby. You don't want this meat raw, okay? Let's take a look at the rice. You see those little craters? That means that the most of the water have evaporated or steam. So what you're going to do, you're going to give it a little stir, just a tiny bit, so it doesn't burn at the bottom, okay? Not ready, not even nearly closely ready. Cover up. Let it go for about 3 or 4 minutes, okay? This one is ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this meat out and put in another container for now, okay? So about 3 or so minutes later, another stir. And actually this baby is ready. If it wasn't ready, you cover it again, let it go for a minute, turn it off. Now, this rice looks brown because I use beef stock. If you were to use water, the rice would have been white. That's perfectly fine because the final color is going to change regardless. So white rice is perfect. I just decided to go with beef stock. That's what it looks a little bit dark, which is fine too. I have lowered the heat to kind of medium low. Let me add the pork, the salted pork. Once again, you could use chicken gizzards or chicken liver, chicken heart, but I'm not in the mood for that. A lot of people don't like that, so let me replace it with some pork. And I'm going to give this pork a little color here. So let me do this for about 3 minutes. Look at this pork. Now I'm going to do the Trinity. Let's put some of the onions. I don't have to put a lot. Put some of the green pepper. Celery. Because I'm only doing a 1 cup of rice. Not putting a lot. And actually, you know what? So be it. And I'm going to mix this baby and saute. Let's do this for about 3 or 4 minutes. I just want to saute pretty well. But as I do that, let's mix some colors here. Let's start with paprika, and I'm going smoked paprika, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit. You don't have to go crazy or anything. Just a little bit, okay? So there it is. Going to add a little bit of black pepper powder, ground it, just a little bit, just sprinkle. Here comes the interesting part. Ground cayenne pepper. This has to have a kick. Huh? Otherwise, it's not what you want, right? So, everything's to taste. This is going to have a kick, by the way. About half a teaspoon here. Or maybe a teaspoon, who cares? These people don't measure. I don't measure either when it comes to certain food. It's about taste. Let's start moving this stuff. See how the flavors are mixing. Now what I'm going to do is more garlic, right? You want more garlic? I'll give you more garlic. Another teeth. Lot of kick, huh? Lot of kick. Couple teeth. Garlic adds the flavor. I have here some ground thyme, or some dry thyme, I should say. Not ground, dry. So what I'm going to do, you can use fresh too, but I'm going with the dry. I'm just going to see, just going to break it up. Mix everything out. Ooh, those flavors, that smell. See how half caramelized? See the dark colors? Doesn't have to look pretty. You just have to be functional. So what I'm going to do now, it's been about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Actually 3 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back the meat. And I'm going to mix the meat with the flavor. See? Oh my goodness. This rice is going to be dirty. I love it dirty, huh? Pieces of pork. And I mix it up for about a minute, if that. Because everything is cooked. Now it comes the great thing, okay? The great thing. The rice that's already cooked. Once again, it could be white rice. Now you're going to add this baby. And when you add it, you're going to mix it up. And it's going to be just for about a minute, if that, okay? Here it comes. But chef, what happened if the rice is white? Well, traditionally it's white, but I added extra flavor. That's using, instead of water, I use beef stock. But you can use water once again. You know, you don't have to hit a home run all the times out of the park to win, right? Maybe a double or triple would do if you play baseball. So look at this, baby. Look, I'm mixing it up. The idea here is that all the flavors have to be mixed. Make this baby dirty. Let's make it dirty, right? Look at that baby. Look at this dirty rice. Make sure everything is mixed. You need that Trinity showing, huh? Cajun. Woo! And once again, if you prefer to add chicken liver and chicken heart with the ground meat, so be it. Slightly different technique because they will cook too fast. But you know what? I went with this pork, salted pork. to keep the tradition going, huh? Look at this baby. Look at this baby. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Here we have it. Here we have it.